How's it going, guys? Here we got a brand new in the box, probably 33-year-old STA-2280 stereo receiver, catalog model 313006. And I got this for Christmas, and I have been looking at this thing all day long and haven't got it out of the box. Now it has been out of the box before by the seller. He took it out of the box, powered it up, and took pictures of it to sell it. But as far as I know, as far as he knew, it was the first time it was been out of the box. I'm reminiscing right now on whether or not to put it in my display. You know, take it out of the box, and of course I'm going to take it out and look at it, you know, but I've just been debating on putting it in my display. You know, leaving it out of the box. Of course, I'd save the box, you know, for, you know, someday later on I could go back in it or whatever, but I don't know if I want to keep it out of the box. I mean, you can tell it's new. I mean, just looking through this plastic, I mean, you look down in here and see, maybe not so much with this camera, but alright, I'll get it out real quick. Alright, got it out of the box, and this thing is just immaculate. I mean, I have some of these units that's a 2600 model that isn't the nicest one I have as far as this series goes, and I would call it mint. And this here it's just amazing. You know, you don't realize what mint is until you see mint. It's crazy. Even the sticker right here. Let's see if this camera goes down inside much. I can see down in there better than probably you guys can. I get it turned. I'm using one hand here to get this thing to turn. And then like the little, you know, the little caps right here, little caps for the RCA jacks. And this is the Japanese model. For you guys that's familiar with realistic machines, they kind of had like two assembly lines going. A lot of these machines, you could have a exact duplicate model, and it would say Korea on it. It could be Korea or Japan, and you could have, you know, I got some models here that's identical to this one, and it'll say Korea on it. Like, this is brand new. It's crazy. How can something like this stay in the box? One of the things I kind of noticed that kind of backs up the validity of this is it's all of a sudden I noticed on different websites, not just eBay, but eBay and Goodwill, all of a sudden there's been brand new Radio Shack stuff. Like, there was a warehouse maybe somewhere that all of a sudden had an auction. That's what it seems to me. I mean, because there's brand new speakers in the box. Well, I bought a brand new set of speakers a while back, and I'll show you those. Got these Nova, I think they're Nova 16s maybe, or something like that. What they call these, I'm not sure. They was brand new in the box, wrapped in the wax paper, everything. You can just tell that they'd never been out, other than one of them was taken out to get pictures of to post it on eBay. But brand new in the box, the foam was rotted out of the woofers. I didn't refoam them. A lot of people would have refoamed the original speakers. I just found some replacements that, well, they're probably twice as good or 3 times better than what was in there, but The original tweeters is still in there. See if I can get the cover off. It's kind of hard to do stuff with one hand. But, yeah, there we go. It has the original tweeter. But the driver in the bottom has been replaced. The original driver had a paper cone. But, yeah, I mean, see stuff brand new like this, and they're perfect for, like, right here I got like a little setup for in the bedroom here for TV. And then I have a relation to that receiver we're looking at hooked up for sound. Alright, so I've decided to keep it out of the box and put it in my collection. Not only that, I will make another video. We're actually going to take the top off of it. I just can't see owning something like this and not have it in my display. It won't be used on a regular basis. So I mean, it's still going to stay young for a long time to come, because as far as use goes, because I'm not going to use it every day. I will fire her up every once in a while. I typically, maybe a couple times a month, I go through and turn on all my machines on. Let them run for like 5 minutes. I don't even let them get to full temperature before turning them off. But the reason for I want to pop the top on it is I actually want to replace these buttons out to the chrome ones. You can see here we got the chrome buttons here, and then the other relations to this model had chrome buttons right here, but for whatever reason on this model they went with the plastic gray. Here, I'll show you the other models. Alright, sorry about the glare, but here we have the very first model of this series, which was the 2270. It had the same wattage and basically the same amplifier as the one we're looking at. You see here it had the chrome buttons. This one did not have electronic source selection. It was actually done with buttons. And then I'll show you the next model. The next model to come out was the 2500. This was rated at 100 watts per channel, and this was one of the frontline machines. Whereas the other two we were looking at would have been like your second choice. This would have been the most expensive. It also used buttons for input source selection instead of electronically. Once again, we have the chrome buttons. Now the model right after this one was also the frontline model. Actually, I'd say the 2280 that we're looking at would have came out between these two here that we're looking at. But here is the STA-2280. This is 100 watt per channel. This would have been a frontline machine as well. You see here we have the chrome buttons. So yeah, for whatever reason on the 2280 of not having the chrome buttons. So, but there was also a couple other models. We'll go look at them real quick. This would have been like 1988 or 89. We have the 2380, which was 100 watt per channel, and it would not have been the front line. It would have been your second choice. But it is aluminum faced, just like the others. But it is painted black. Now it does have plastic knobs, and it has electronic source selection. And I also like to mention the 2600 was the first to have electronic source selection. The front line machine would have been the STA-2700. Basically, all these machines are the same chassis almost, a lot of the same design principles. Everything about it is pretty much the same. It's just advancements was made to them over the years. This one would have had a remote, no volume knob, which a lot of the first remote control machines, they did away with the knob. And then later on, people liked the knob. People liked having a big knob. Later on, they actually ended up putting you know, not on these machines, I'm just saying in general, a motorized knob, because people, even today, the big knob on a stereo receiver, whether it's in the middle or on the side, people like having that knob. It just didn't seem right not having it. Another relation to it is a cassette deck receiver. I'm not really I don't really like having a cassette deck in a receiver. I just think it should be, that should be a separate component, but I did collect this machine because of that, and this really isn't a display worthy machine, but just to have an example of it sitting here. Basically it is the same machine inside, and everything is all the others except a cassette deck was added. And it is a decent cassette deck, excuse me. You see here it's all solenoid controlled. And then there is one little machine that is, I mean, you can obviously tell that's related. The STA-2280. It's a little bit smaller chassis, but you can tell inside and out that it is related to the other ones I just showed you. I can't remember what the wattage was on this. I think it was like 30 per channel. I did change these knobs out. This, you know, would have had this knob here for the volume, but I changed out these ones here to match the volume knob and be more like the brothers. And these knobs here are actually knobs from a parted out STA-2280. Alright, if you're wondering what the little books are all about, I keep the model number on the side, and then the catalog page on the front of the cover of each unit, and then the inside, if I find, you know, magazine flyers or whatever, I stick in there. Schematics, owner's manuals. This machine here, I have the original owner's manual for it. I actually have 3 of these 2600s. One is my garage machine, and then this one here is on display, but I have a nicer one than this in storage. Which I might actually just, since I'm going to put that 2280 out here, I might as well put the nicer 2600 out here, but extra parts, there's like extra transistors and emitter resistors and things like that I try to put in little bags. You know, I don't know, parts you might not be able to get for it someday down the road. Alright, so the new receiver in a box that somehow managed to make it in there for 32 or 33 years. Simply amazing. But anyway, for those of you that wants to see the inside of it, I'll post another video changing these buttons out. I'll probably have somebody out there cringing because I'm doing it, because, well, so it's like, yeah, I'm defacing it, but at the same time, like, I should have had these to begin with. But you know, it's in good care. I'm not going to thrash on this thing, and I'm going to try to be as careful as possible, removing all the screws, you know, but I want it to look pretty like the rest, and I want it to sit out in my display and look pretty sitting there rather than being cooped up in a box. But alright, well, I'll catch you guys later.